Welcome to the Backyard Professor Responds videos. I just learned something very interesting and very new, and I'm going to share it with you because this is part of the testimonial. This is part of the experiences that people are having, and more and more and more of them are coming out because the atmosphere and the environment in the UFO and around the world issues are loosening up, as it were. Yeah, there's plenty of people that think we're all nut jobs. Who cares? Let them think that. Doesn't matter. What these people are experiencing has a consistency, but it also has a variation of the type of craft or orbs that we're seeing. Now, I either read it or I heard it on a podcast. I can't remember. I apologize. But the reason we don't see as many saucers anymore these days, metal craft up there in the air, is because the ETs have been shot down through radar, as John Corso said in his book. And they've kind of got wise about areas around the world to stay away from, especially in the United States. And so they're showing up as orbs instead. So there's a different variety of types of craft. Jesse Michels just dropped a video the other day of a very important man at an Air Force base that saw an orb, and his description of this is quite remarkable in comparison with, and I will show you one of these shorts of Chris Bledsoe and the orbs he can summon. So this is an interesting educational opportunity for us to say, if you see one thing, it doesn't mean you can't see another type or another size of thing. We want consistency, I agree, but we may not get consistency all the way across, because the UFOs are going to come in whatever craft they have, regardless of what we think about it, right? So let's take a look, listen.
And as we turned left on the, not a hard left, just a dog leg left, there sat this object on top of November 5 that was about 10 feet in the air, directly on top of that blast door. That was the size of a Walmart building. It was huge, and it was a sphere.
I sat down with Mario Woods, a former U.S. Air Force security responder. In 1977, he was stationed at Ellsworth Air Force Base in South Dakota. Then, age 23, he experienced an incident that would change him forever, literally leaving him with missing time, marks on his body, and a colleague locked in catatonic shock for hours.
Literally could not get a breath of air. It was just all encompassing.
So here it is, my full interview with Mario Woods.
And I'm going to encourage you to watch that interview. It's spectacular. But again, an orb the size of a Walmart building 10 feet above the air. Wow, I have never heard of people seeing orbs that gigantic, right? Now let's take a look at one of Chris Bledsoe's magnificent orbs that he summons at will, and see what he says. This is quite remarkably interesting as well, because it happens everywhere.
Just come right over top. This is my pier. This is this solid object. I just walked out and asked for it to appear, and there it is. It's going right over the pond, totally silent. Now it's dimming down. Thank you. You can see it getting dimmer. Dimmer. There it goes.
So this is an interesting contrast, because I've never heard Chris say how big the spheres are, but they're never as big as a Walmart. They're usually dots up in the sky, and then they'll move closer and they'll get bigger. And groups of people who are with him describe their experiences as well. So this is quite interesting that we have a variation on a theme that is shocking. Now, it would be utterly breathtaking, and I know I'm asking for a miracle here. I get it. Farsight claims in their board meetings with the aliens through remote viewing, they claim that the aliens are going to bring bigger ships, whatever that means. Bigger. It's going to be a hell of a show, because apparently the drones didn't convince anybody. And so I'm waiting to see if that happens within the next several months. We are approaching the end of January, right? Time is slipping by. I honestly haven't seen anything huge or anomalous in the news. This gentleman that saw that Walmart-sized sphere, that was several decades ago, right? When he was at the Air Force Base. I haven't heard of gigantic spheres like that all over the place or anywhere else. And so this is quite fascinating to me to see that there is going to be a variety. And we notice too that the lack, we're impatient, justifiably so. It's been decades, man. Bring it already. And I know there's some who are arguing for caution. I get that. In a way, I side with that. Be careful what you ask for. You might get it. And it's not going to be what you were hoping or imagining. We're hoping this is going to be a good thing, right? That's some of our assumptions. We just don't know. But if orbs the size of Walmart would show up over 70 or 80 cities around the world, I mean, the aliens can telepathically communicate with us. That's one of the claims of several abductees, of several other people who have been visited by the beings, Chris Bledsoe being one of the most tested, sought after, and valid abductees in existence. Then they ought to know what it would take to be convinced. Come on down and step out of your light orbs and show yourselves, right? This is what we're all thinking, whether we like it or not, whether we admit it or not. If you want us to believe in you, then come on down. Let's get acquainted. The wild factor here is the joker is that we don't know their timetable. We like to assume we're the important species on the planet, and so the UFOs ought to do things our way. Richard Dolan just dropped a video a couple days ago on just that topic, on how we think everything should revolve around us, and the aliens may not have that approach at all. And so we're stuck with their timetable. In the meantime, one of the conspiracy theories is that the Black Ops are getting organized with the craft they have made in order to put up a false flag event, a fake attack, an alien invasion, and they're going to go out and defeat the aliens in order to terrify the world of a cosmic war. And they need all power. That's one of the arguments for the conspiracy. And hopefully the UFOs will show up and prevent that by showing up for real and showing that they're the good guys after all, not the bad guys who want to form a one world government. I mean, this subject is chock full of conspiracies. And the crazy thing is we don't have enough information one way or the other to decide whether it's actually real or not. So we have to look at everything. So the purpose of my video today is to say, if you're looking for a strict consistency, I'm not going to believe in the UFOs unless it is a metallic flying saucer. You may very well end up being disappointed because it's hurt the UFOs before. Yes, they possibly have traveled vast interstellar distances, but that doesn't mean their craft are built for our gravity field on this planet any more than they can withstand a very powerful shot of radar. We have weapons also. Some of the stories are that we've shot down craft in order to get the tech. One of the wild conspiracy theories is the government has made a deal with the aliens. Yes, we'll let you abduct people. You share some of your tech with us. And this is where fiber optics came from. This is where night vision came from. It's all stories at this point because it's been so secret. Hopefully, the whistleblowers who are beginning to come out, and this will be a process, I guarantee it, this could take a few more years. Sorry, I'm not the one doing it this way. They are. But we're going to keep our eyes open. We're going to keep pushing for more transparency. And more people are beginning to come out who are in important positions. And more regular people are also coming out. So the information is growing. The evidence we wish was growing more, but all of these people aren't going to be lying, or are they? Through all walks and varieties of life, from different cultures even, I don't know if I would go down that path specifically. I like to think that there is a reality here that is beginning to impinge itself upon us within my lifetime and before. And maybe I can live through this astonishing experience. That's what everybody wants, but so far we're not getting it. But the clue is, don't expect one thing, and if something else shows up, say, oh, that's just fake. I don't believe that. We don't know the type and varieties of vehicles. Criminy, there's even talk of them being able to transform their shapes into something else. We won't even know if it's a UFO or one of ours, if that is a valid experience and context of the tech that these UFOs are supposedly capable of. I don't think our tech is capable of that, but they might be. So there's still mystery, there's still intrigue, and yet more and more knowledge is coming out, more information is coming out. I, for one, am excited about it. I'm still looking. I'm trying to learn as much as I can and share as much as I can because this is a huge topic. It's big enough now that it could actually be transforming how the government runs some of its offices. That's big. So we, the people, have a voice, and we're going to use it. So stay tuned. I will produce whatever I can find that helps us push toward more disclosure to give us a better context and an understanding so that we don't go flying off the handle, say, prove it to me, land in my front yard. Well, you might not be that damn important, you know. Neither am I. It's not up to you to decide what's real and what's not. If they're real, they'll choose when they show up. They don't give a rat's butt about your time scale. There's the trick here. That's the problem. We want it now. So what? Who cares? If it's a superior race, do you think they're going to solve your whims simply because you demand it? I don't know. Criminy, I don't know. If I had my way, I would have them come here today, right now. But it's not up to me any more than it is up to anybody else. So that is where we stand. I wish I could give you a rosier picture. I wish I had a rosier picture, but I don't. Neither do you. So there we have it. Cool new information, though, on a potential or big enough to actually be a mother ship. That's fascinating. That's what I wanted to get across. Thanks for watching my BYP videos. I'll have more out as I can. You guys have a great day.